Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? My name is Kyle, you may know me as Dragonmar, and welcome to a new video. Today we have a 5-minute tips video on Roadhog, someone I have really not touched since Season 1, but I think he has a really nice place in Season 8, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, the video you're seeing right now is a recording of my placement games. These are Grandmaster placement games. You'll actually see my rank at the end of the video. And with that being said, let's get into tip number 1, which is Roadhog's solo tanking ability. Now, a lot of people are not main tanks. They don't like playing Reinhardt, they don't like playing Orisa, because you're kind of locked behind a shield. Now, Roadhog is one of those heroes that I like to go to when I really don't want to play one of those shield tanks, but we need a tank on the team, and part of the reason is that he's extremely tanky. Now, he has 600 health, and he has a 300 health self-heal that has damage reduction while he's healing. That's unbelievable. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. When you try to kill a Roadhog, sometimes it feels impossible because of how much health he actually heals. Tip number 2, Roadhog is extremely anti-dive. A lot of people have trouble dealing with the dive comps. First of all, Roadhog's hook is going to be able to stop most flankers in their tracks. Second of all, he really counters D.Va pretty nicely with his ability to hook her through her matrix, and he also counters Winston, who is another huge problem for diving. Seriously, if there's an enemy Winston and you guys don't have a Roadhog and he's giving you trouble, I highly recommend it. It is extremely effective. Pretty much when you hook a Winston in, he is probably going to die. Now, tip number 3 is that Roadhog tends to be a Mercy counter. So as you probably know, I mean, this has been beaten into the ground, but Mercy's a big problem this season, and she's pretty much a must pick. Now, because of this, there are very few heroes that are actually going to be able to kill her effectively, and Roadhog just happens to be one of those. The only caveat is you actually need to land the hooks to kill her. You already saw early in this video, I failed to kill the Mercy, even though I hooked her. You know, it's just weird sometimes, but honestly, being able to hook a Mercy is a huge deal. So if you are really struggling with killing Mercies in your games, I think it might be time to give Roadhog a quick look. Now, tip number 4 is probably my favorite. It's hooking people off the map. So there's a lot of different maps that actually play really well into this. If you play on Ilios, which is the King of the Hill map, the one with the well in the middle of the map. I mean, everyone knows that. You've probably all gotten hooked in there a million times, but learning those spots on different maps is huge. And one of the things you can actually do is you can hook someone, you can turn your character's body completely around wherever you want, and it will bring them with you and put them in front of you. Now, it doesn't always work. I've had some problems where there was a ledge blocking and I couldn't get them over it, but it actually allows you to hook people off in some pretty interesting spots. So I would definitely pay attention to those. I'm sure you've seen the pros do it. It's really fun to do, but it does take some time to actually learn. Now, tip number 5 is your ult use, and in particular ulting people off the map. So there is actually huge damage from Roadhog's ultimate, which is Whole Hog. Now, the problem is that what happens is when you're shooting people, there's a huge knockback. And so what sometimes happens is you actually knock people back out of the range at which you can kill them. So this is why, in general, I have these, like, you know, a few words of advice for people who are going to use Whole Hog, and that's either save it for combos. It combos great with Zarya's Gravity Bomb. Close quarter situations, anytime you're indoors in a tight space and you have Whole Hog, it's going to destroy people. You can also ult people up into the corners of walls and trap them up there and kill them. And you can also use it for defensive ultimates. You can use it to counter a Genji Blade sometimes. And as you're seeing right now on the screen, this is a great example. Close range, kill the McCree, and then push forward and ult them out of the way because, you know, I can't touch them anymore. Now, tip number 6 is that he is a frontline tank, and he needs to be played as such. Now, there's no reason you want to be hiding in the back with Roadhog unless you have to protect your supports. In general, you're never going to want to be in high ground. You're always going to want to be fighting and contesting the point, and that really just comes down to his survivability. It's actually so good, and he is so damn tanky that, you know, if someone's going to solo tank and they're not comfortable on Ryan or Orisa, 100% go Hog. Seriously, he is unbelievably good, and he counters a lot of what you'll see in the current meta. Now, tip number 7 is that you really need to be good at hooks if you plan on playing him in competitive. And the best place to learn this, honestly, just go into quick play. If you're not comfortable playing ranked yet, quick play is great because there is no one better than Roadhog and quick play. He can survive on his own. You don't even need a healer. And it's a great place to learn how to hook well. And it's just one of those things that you need to be able to do, right? The thing that separates the good hogs from the great hogs is landing consistent hooks. You know, pro players, you'll see them with really, really good hook action, like 60, 70 plus in some games. That's what you want to aim for. It's really actually obtainable to get above 60 hook accuracy in your games, so I would shoot for that. And honestly, guys, if you have any questions about, you know, why Roadhog, I mean, come on. He is unbelievable this season. He is probably one of the strongest heroes in the game for solo queue. And like I've said throughout the video, his ability to survive on his home, his self-reliance, which is kind of that ability to not worry about healers so much or your team, is what makes him so good for solo queue. But regardless of that, I hope these tips help you. I hope you give Roadhog a shot in your games in competitive. Let me know, hey guys, do you have any questions? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. It's good to be making YouTube videos again, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.